Hi YouTube, happy Sunday and welcome back to the channel. I think I'm on like episode 4 now. I am so proud of myself. Can y'all believe it? Like literally just yesterday on my birthday a little over a month ago, I was just bringing the channel to life and now we're like 4 episodes in. Well, today we are starting out with a trip to the Hispanic Heritage Festival. My job is hosting a booth at it, so I am working that for a couple hours, so we'll get to go do that. Yeah, and just kind of see what the Sunday brings. I have a bunch of stuff that I need to donate. This headband looks weird, sorry. I have a bunch of stuff that I need to donate. Fall is coming in, just been kind of going through clothes and getting rid of some stuff, so I'll bag that stuff up later and go take that. But for now we're doing this. But how have y'all been? I haven't really been recording much, turning the camera on. It's honestly been kind of a rough couple of weeks. Things got really busy at work and just with life. I went home for Labor Day to handle some family business and came back, and it's like literally I blinked. September was Labor Day was what, September 1st or something? I blinked. Y'all, today's the 25th. We'll be in October next month, but it's been crazy and I feel it. Like I feel the brunt of it. I feel the brunt of the seasons changing. It has not been an easy couple of weeks, but we are here. One thing though that I'm kind of getting on to myself for is when it gets busy, sometimes I have the tendency to get so busy that like I don't take my medicines, or like I'm not eating all the time, or just eating the wrong things, and I feel the brunt of that. So that'll be my goal for the week and for the rest of the month, is like to get back on my medicine consistently, because like my mood has definitely been affected. My sleep has been kind of all over the place too. So look at me having this channel we gotta be talking about mental health, but you know what, y'all, like that's the real aspect of it. Like that's the reality, is that sometimes we're not on top of it, sometimes we're not always in the heights, and it's one of the points of this channel is to be honest and to provide a place to like check in, you know. So yeah, that's it. And it's also Suicide Awareness Month, so I had been wanting to come on and talk, so we'll get into that later though. I'll be sure to make some space and time to sit down and chat and delve a little bit more into it. But let me stop here and I will see y'all at the Hispanic Heritage Festival. have y'all up on my dashboard. Okay, so I left the Hispanic Heritage Festival. It was really great. I really enjoyed myself, and that was the first leisure activity that I'd done in quite a while. So it was so nice to get out, and the weather today was perfect. It was just gorgeous. So today was a good reminder about making space for yourself and doing the things that you like to do. Like, it was, I can't even begin to tell you how glad I am that I went to that today and just got a chance to do something, you know, relaxing, fun. I guess you could consider like a learning experience. It also reminded me about a conversation that I've been involved in that I think is so important about being a tourist in the place that you live. And that's on two levels, right? Being a tourist in your local area, but then in a broader sense, being a tourist in the U.S. Like, we talk a lot about international travel, and we sometimes give less validity to the idea of traveling within the U.S. Like, if it doesn't require a passport, we make people feel like it's not a valid experience, and that couldn't be further from the truth. So that's my spiel for today. That's my little learning experience for today, is to talk about how important it is, and it fosters such a sense of gratitude when you make it a point to learn more and do more in your own city. Just from this expo and the Black Business Expo, I've learned so much about just different things that are happening in my own community, from meeting community members who are starting small businesses to hearing the stories of people who have lived here and how it's changing for the better, or in some cases the worse. But just getting plugged in and connected to your own community, that's invaluable. So again, that's my spiel for today. But I did that. I had a lot of fun. As y'all can see in the clips, you kind of saw a little bit about what it was like. There was live music and food. Those tacos were kind of meh. But I think I inserted like a small clip. I got some fresh squeezed lemonade. That was such a treat. I asked him if he could make it sugar-free. And he just diluted it. He just did like half water, half lemonade. And that was perfect. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. So I am like 3 pant sizes down, right? I've talked about my bariatric surgery. While not at length, y'all know I had bariatric surgery, and I'm 3 pant sizes down. It is starting to get a little cooler here, so I need to look for pants. All I have are dresses. Like, I did a big overhaul and got rid of a bunch of clothes and just did dresses for the summer, and was like, okay, this will last me for several months. Now those several months are up, and now it's time to get some pants and blouses, and I don't want to pay full price because I will continue to lose weight. So we're about to go to one of my favorite thrift stores. It is called Plato's Closet. Fun fact, Northwest Arkansas, where I live, it's like a fun random fact, it is a good like hot spot for thrifting. I know that sounds weird, but a lot of our thrift stores here are like viral. They have like 20s and 10s thousands of followers on social media. Plato's Closet does, in fact. We have Fayetteville Funky Yard Sale. It's more of like a consignment. It's an expensive consignment. It's like another popular one. It's so random, but yeah, Fayetteville is like a hot spot, like a hub for thrifting. I always think that's just so random, but that's one of the things I love about Northwest Arkansas. It is so random. Like, there are so many just fun random facts about it. But yeah, so I'll be going to do that. I don't think I'll be able to donate my stuff today because I left it at home. So I'll have to get back out. I'll go home and make sure everything's bagged, load it up in my car tonight, and then I'll get back out tomorrow to donate that stuff. But yeah, I need to find like a couple pair of pants and shirts, so we'll go do that, and then just get ready for the work week. Need to send some emails, kind of orient myself for what the next week will look like. It's so funny, one of the girls I was working with at the event was like, well, are you doing anything fun later? And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, no, I'm not. What are you doing? And she was like, I just plan to go home, read, and not think about the week ahead of me. And I'm like, that is so real. Like, the weekend comes and it goes. Somebody said that about September. No, they said that about summer. They were like, summer clocked out right at the end of its shift. Because listen, the way that it is already feeling like fall, summer came and it went. And what did I just run over? And this week, the weekend in general, it came and it went. So it's like I don't want to think about the week ahead, but realistically I need to sit down, make some time to sit down and think about what's next. But I am rambling, so I'm going to get off and I will see you guys at the next stop. So I didn't preface this, but so this is a couple days after the last video, and it's me going to see Hadestown at Tulsa Performing Arts Center with a couple of my colleagues. The show was absolutely amazing, 10 out of 10. So this is just some brief footage of that. I am back from the play. Yeah, I went and saw Hadestown in Tulsa, Oklahoma. For those of you who don't know, Hadestown is about the story of Persephone and Hades within Greek mythology. And actually, I'm saying this wrong. Well, it does cover Persephone and Hades, but it also covers Eurydice and Orpheus. And it's told in like the style of a big brass jazz band. So the music is very big brass, kind of New Orleans style, really unique. It reminded me of Hamilton in many ways because it's a retelling of kind of a historic story, but within a modern musical medium. How Hamilton used rap and they used that big brass New Orleans sound in this show. But it was really good. I would give it a 10 out of 10. Kevin Morrow, who's like has several accolades within the acting world. I noticed that he does film and Broadway. And he's been on pretty much any big name Broadway show you can think of. He was Hades, and he was a standout for sure. But it was really good. So if you're thinking about seeing it, for all you Broadway lovers, I definitely would suggest it. This vlog is going to be all over the place. I feel like I've been busy and moving and shaking it in so many different places, but I did want to, like I said earlier, I wanted to make space to come and talk about September being Suicide Prevention Month. Earlier, I said suicide awareness, but that coincides directly with this channel, and today's October 1st. By the time I get this out, it'll be like well into the first week of October, but I'm sorry, y'all, that's Paxton. I don't think y'all can see him. No, that's my pillow. You can't see him. No, you can't. But it'll be well into October, but like I said, I wanted to make space because, you know, mental health is pertinent and at the core of this channel. And I wanted to acknowledge that, and I wanted to acknowledge those who have lost people to suicide, who are currently suffering from suicidal thoughts, or mental health practitioners, really, you know, anyone who's kind of been touched by this, because you have to understand, like, someone, you know, going through suicidal tendencies, thoughts, it affects more than just them. It affects the people around them too. I'm trying to be really careful with the language I use surrounding this because it's such a sensitive topic, and I don't want to toe the line of like preaching or anything like that. Because people, if you've ever lived with depression, anxiety, if you've ever lived with anything like that, you know that it's really good. Somebody on Twitter was saying like this generation is in the process of healing publicly, and that is really, really good. But there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And I feel like a lot of times when we have this conversation, there can be an oversimplification of mental health and disorders. And there are no easy answers for a hard conversation like this. No one is going to have all the answers. That is something I had to settle early on when I thought about making this mental health vlog, when I started my own mental health journey, which included therapy and prescriptions. Like I do take a prescription for MDD and for SAD, which SAD is seasonal affective disorder. I take prescriptions for those. I forgot what I was about to say. I forgot where I was going. And my theory is like they say, if you forget what you're going to say, that means you weren't supposed to say it. I forgot. But whatever the case, yeah, I just want to acknowledge that and offer my support and offer advice to people who specifically are supporting people with mental health disorders or who are suicidal. And just know, like, I feel like sometimes we feel so helpless. This is a particularly vulnerable subject because there's not necessarily anything you can do to fix somebody. You can't fix somebody. And it makes people feel vulnerable. And the single greatest like aha moment that I've had concerning mental health has been that, well, I guess it's two things, that there's no easy answers, and the best thing that you can possibly do is make a decision that no matter what happens, you will advocate for yourself, you will fight for yourself. When people get to the brink of like feeling like they don't want to live anymore, it's not because they don't know that people love them. It's not because they don't know that tomorrow could be better. It's not because they don't have support or even a good life. Around the time that I got sick, some months ago, unfortunately, Chesley Chris, I hope I'm saying her name right. Chesley Christ, I think. Unfortunately, she lost her battle with mental health to suicide. And she was, social media influencer, beauty pageant queen, successful. So I want to like address this stigma that like of what depression and anxiety looks like. It's not, when people get to that point, it's not because they're not successful or they're not doing this or not doing that. It looks different on everybody. That's the point that I'm trying to make. I'm rambling, but that's the point that I'm trying to make. And like I said, yeah, so when people get to that point, it's not because of any of these things, but so there are going to be no easy answers. You cannot fix somebody. This is not something that is just like an easy fix. But what you can do, and what I have learned, is that you just have to decide. You have to decide that you are going to fight. And if this is in reference to someone that you love and it's not directly affecting you, then your decision should be, I will fight for you. I will advocate for you in whatever way that looks like. And sometimes that means like reminding people to take their medicine, taking them to therapy, maybe going with them to therapy. That looks, like I said, because this looks different on everybody, there's not going to be a one fix all solution. You have to figure out how you are going to show up for the people around you. And if you are the person who is struggling mentally, you have to decide that you are going to do everything in your power to advocate for yourself and try again. I have this saying that I say, and this helps me. Again, this may not help, this may not help anybody else. The point I'm trying to get across is like there is no one size fits all, but this helps me and it may help you. But I have a saying that I say, Today was hard, tomorrow will be better. That is my immovable truth. And what I mean by that is I've had to develop verbal affirmations for myself that remind me, that help me stay grounded and remind me why I am still going. And that is one of them. Today was hard, tomorrow will be better. When you speak verbal affirmations and you have those go-tos, speaking over yourself is so powerful because it moves your thoughts in a direction of change. It moves your thoughts in a direction of hope. It moves your thoughts in a positive direction. Truthfully, and that could work on the bad side too. You can move your thoughts in the direction of worse, depending on what you are declaring over yourself. But yes, that has worked for me. So I do like to share that. I think I've shared that with my friends before too. And some of them said that it helped them. But I hope this is helpful. I didn't write anything out. Sometimes I try to write stuff out. So this is just me just kind of sitting down, talking, making this time to come and talk to y'all. I've sent my support and love to Chesley Chris, her family, and unfortunately several weeks ago another young Black lady took her life. She lost her life to suicide. I don't remember her name and I don't want to misspeak. She was a social media influencer and the girlfriend of a football player, I believe. But yeah, this is affecting people around you that you might not even know. It looks different. We're starting to have conversations about high achieving people with depression, and high functioning people with depression and anxiety. It's not always visible. It's not always easy to trace. This is why we have to show up for each other. We have to be kind to one another. And we have to be cognizant that everybody is facing a battle that you cannot see. Well, that's not it. I don't know if everybody would describe themselves as facing a battle. There are many people who are facing battles that you don't always know about. And so it's so important to be kind, to be gentle, to be mindful that you are nourishing your relationships, that we are checking on each other. There's Paxton. You can see his tail. That we are checking on each other, that we, especially for the Black community, that we are protecting and serving each other. And I don't even need to elaborate on that. And showing up for each other in our mental health and being invested in each other's mental health is an important part of protecting and serving each other. I hope this helped. I didn't write anything down. I feel like this is all over the place. I should have blotted my makeup before I did this, but that's okay because this was an important message. Yeah, I don't know when I'll be back. I know I want to continue recording. I have some more events coming up that I'm attending for work. I really do like that part about my job. I got to, like I said, I went and saw a play today that was for work. I know there's some other stuff that I'll get to review for work. Maybe I'll start doing reviews, like as I get to go and preview these shows. I may jump into that. And I love movies. I'm a movie buff. Oh my goodness. I need to go see The Woman King with Viola Davis. I need to go see Barbarian. What did I recently see? I did see The Invitation. I saw Nope. I've seen a couple. I feel like I've seen quite a bit. I love movies. It's been really busy. I haven't gotten to go see them, but I may start doing that too. But yes, y'all, be kind to one another. Drink your water. Take your medicine. Go out. Get some sun. Go out. Do something different. Try something different. Even if it's just switching up your routine. Show up for yourself, advocate for yourself, ask for what you want, and then add tax to that. Okay? That's what we're doing for the rest of 2022 and into 2023. I'm about to go. Paxton is crying about something. I don't know what. But until next time, I will see you guys.